investigate this and lead the discussion in this area.
I will. You're welcome. The article, and I haven't even read the whole article. It says that this facility could text message the entire country within 12 minutes. Okay, very good. Okay, comrade, you're up. Hi, go ahead.
It's very likely that this server farm is just a spam and phishing farm. These are exceptionally common, particularly in the global south. They happen everywhere.
They're common? Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, they're exceptionally common. You just don't tend to see them in the United States, which is where the spectacle is. And if they're sending out...
Where do you see them?
They pop up in Bangladesh, they pop up in India, they pop up in places all around South Asia. I mean, they existed in Indonesia. There's some in Singapore and etc. You know, a lot of these farms do multiple things. They'll send out fake text messages talking about how you've you know, you have the wrong login for your Facebook account.
Yeah, no, I've gotten some of them. Yes, I know, yes.
But it's very easy, right? After a country has been logged as a country having a lot of these spam, you know, server shops. You know, you might hear about the myth of the former Nigerian prince. These were server farms. And the IPs that these are...
I still get texted at least once or twice a week from a Nigerian prince or princess. Please continue, yes.
I mean, they started with, you know, spam emails, etc. After certain countries get found out, you have to figure out a different pool of communication due to, you know, the IPs being associated. And internet service providers in different regions being associated with high volume of this traffic. So it would make sense if, you know, there's a small organization that has made money off of scamming people in a different region that has transported to the United States and created a server farm to, you know, outflow mass text messages. And I don't know if you guys notice, I get an absurd amount of spam messages on my cell phone. So it's very unlikely to...
How would any of us know how many spam messages you get on your cell phone?
I mean, you could assume based on the amount of spam messages you get.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
It is significantly more likely that, again, it's a phishing or a spam farm rather than China or Russia. Now, I would not be surprised if the media tries to spin it that way. I mean, that would be effective. But the reality is that neither China nor Russia are the enemies of the average United States citizen, right? Yes, our governments are adversarial. Yes, the market...
Did you hear what was announced about TikTok yesterday?
Sure. I mean, it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. Yeah. The reason why I brought it up is because you said that China is not an enemy of the average person, like we didn't say it, but me or you. No. Isn't the whole reason why we're looking for ownership and Oracle? They said Oracle is going to be in charge, is because the United States government is afraid that TikTok is going to get social security numbers and passwords and secret stuff from the United States citizen like you and me?
No, that's nonsensical. You don't input your social security number via TikTok. You know, if you're talking about like working for TikTok,
China has not obtained information. It's a question, and then the answer is yes.
Well, I want to speak with you, John.
So.
When I got the green bean, you can just sit where you belong. In the stew, in the goo.
Applications and all digital devices that you utilize to gather information on you.
You can put something in the chat if you want.
Or any other country where an application that you utilize comes from. You utilize an app that comes from Australia or New Zealand or Germany or the United Kingdom. They also collect data. This is not unique, nor is collecting data inherently a scary or dangerous thing.
Then why is the United States government so bent out of shape about keeping TikTok U.S. in American ownership?
Because it is profitable. And we have two colliding, competing markets, and the digital giants, and particularly the social media giants that compete with TikTok, do not want a competing market, a country from a competing have proposed trying to buy TikTok or taking control over it because they want to eliminate competition from the market, which is why Instagram has a clone version of TikTok with Reels. It's about market competition. It isn't about China doing something nefarious with a application where you can make like literally 60-second to 10-minute videos. It's ridiculous. It's literally just fine. Utterly ridiculous.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's go to Mountain. Hi, Mountain. Mountain, going once. Mountain, going twice. Okay.
From TikTok, for you to say that. I was just on mute, man. What's up? What you want up, dude?
Hi. Did you want to contribute now, or did you want to wait?
Well, yeah. What do you're talking about? If you didn't mind refreshing me on this thing you're freaking out. What's going on?
The Critical Thinking Forum was on Is It Time to Get Tough with Russia? And then we've been talking about cyber security.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, no, I guess getting tough with Russia, haven't we been doing that for a while?
I don't know.
I feel like we've been doing that anyway. At the end of the day, I mean, I felt like we've been kind of putting pressure on Russia, labeling this, enemy for a while. But today I was looking at, where Charlie Kirk was shot from on Google Earth, and just to confirm it wasn't.
Okay, I don't think that has to do with Russia or foreign affairs. Let's keep the discussion here to Russia, China, foreign affairs. If you want to talk about anything else, hello, we can do it on the weekend. Thank you. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure, man. No, I'm good. You guys go ahead.
Hey, Ken, I just want to comment, please, to Comrade. TikTok has the hearts and minds of our youth, and they certainly operate it differently in the United States than they do with the children of China.
Really, you think TikTok really gives a shit about the United States youth?
Yes.
Really?
No, I mean, they don't give a shit. They are.
Oh, there you go. I agree with you.
They don't give a shit, but certainly the content is way different here than there.
All right, tell you what, you guys both got to speak. We'll come back to you. Let's go to Jane. Hi, Jane. Welcome to the after party.
Thank you.
And you're welcome.
I didn't go to the party, but I'm glad to be here.
I was there for the last half hour.
Okay, hope it was good.
For the last half hour, wasn't it?
Cool. Well, on the issue you asked, I think after Conrad spoke about TikTok and privacy, I want to pick up on that.
Sure. My understanding is TikTok has 170 million users in America. That's my understanding.
Yeah. Okay. I'm one of them. My daughter's one. So
I'm not.
the point is the question you asked. I didn't know if it was rhetorical or like why would the U.S. want to get involved. I just want to make sure it's answered for the room. Because Zuckerberg et al. Don't like the competition. They've lost certain age group demographics.
That's what Conrad was saying.
And I agree with Conrad, so I just wanted to reinforce that. And then
You think all the United States government talk about getting information and Social Security numbers is bullshit. It's just a marketing share money issue. That's what you think, yes?
I think it's fear mongering generally.
Gotcha.
Because if we see who else does this, we give all our information to the other companies. Why is TikTok so different? Because it's China. But most companies, for decades, if not definitely decades, Well, we've been in business. We went to China.
Yeah, well,
That threshold was
Facebook has survived and profited mostly on obtaining and selling information, where before Elon Musk, X or Twitter survived or got most of their money from advertising. Please continue, yeah.
Have you been to China, Steve? I've only been once.
No, I've never been to China. No.
It'll be one and done for me, probably as well. But what they can't do is they can't use these. Their government controls what the citizens are allowed to use.
That's right.
That's not something I'd like to see happen in America.
Thank you, Jane. Let's go to my friend. Hi, my friend.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Cool. Welcome to the Critical Thinking After Party. Critical Thinking Critical Thinking Forum was is it time to get tougher on Russia? So we can talk about Russia, China, or United States foreign affairs, whatever you want.
Is it time for the U.S. to get tougher on Russia?
I believe that was the title of the show. I can tell you exactly. Give me about 5, 4, 3, 2.
It was, Steve, yes.
And is it time to get tough with Russia? That was the title of the show. Yeah.
Aren't there a bunch of Ukrainians who want to be part of Russia?
When you say a bunch, what percentage of the Ukrainian population is a bunch?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
And the answer is no. They want to remain independent.
Hence the war?
Correct.
That's why there's a war?
Yeah, the answer is no. They don't want to be part of Russia. They want to be part of NATO, which is not going to happen.
There's a war because it went to war. Look, a guy like Zelensky, let me tell you, he wants all these missiles. When he started, Zelensky started the war, okay? He has all these missiles, okay? And now he wants more. Little Zelensky, like a little rocket man, wants the missile.
Little rocket man.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The reversal of this narrative, I just find fascinating.
Yes.
And again, it's a pleasant turn of events. I mean, look, I hope Trump's serious, but the fact that you can carry around a narrative like this,
Yes.
from going to asserting that this guy started the war
Yeah,
and was
exactly.
a terrible person and a dictator and aggressor who had to basically, eat crow for the sake of peace to.
Well, read between the lines. Read between the lines. They'll still vote for him too. It's like,
Yeah, how did Zelensky start the war? By staying within his own country? Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, my friend, so there's the answer to that question. Did you want to contribute more or ask more questions or anything?
I mean, there's a little bit more nuance than that.
Of course there is. Hang on, comrade. So I think it's my friend's turn, right? My friend, anything else? Or are you good for now?
Yeah, I'm not super well informed about Russia, but I'm looking it up that Putin said something about there was something going on in the Donbass, allegations of genocide in the Donbass, so that's what I'm reading about.
All right. Are you good for now, or what?
I have nothing further on Russia at this time.
You got it, buddy. Thank you. Let's go to Michelle. Am I pronouncing that right, Michelle?
Yes.
Hi.
I just wanted to add to whatever Comrade was saying. I want to start with saying that there is nothing that Chinese government can do which U.S. government is not already doing to their own people or to others.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, let me give you.
Really? Well, let me tell you why I'm not sure about that. Because China is a what's it called? Dictatorship, communist, and what's the other one?
Nazi?
No, not Nazi, but it's whatever. They can the government can come knock down your front door at 12 midnight. They can put a bag over your head. They can handcuff you, and they can drag you to their
Totalitarian.
I'm saying something. No, you guys know what it is. Can't think of it. Anyways, they can come drag you. What? What?
Authoritarian, Steve?
No, you all know what
Fascism.
it is. What was Hitler? What was he classified as? Fascist. Thank you, fascist. That's what I was looking for. China is a communist fascist government. It means. Let me say what I want to say, because he said China can't do anything. They can put their hands over your head. They can tie your hands behind your back. They can question you. They can torture you. They can kill you. They can dismember you, and they can bury you in different parts of China. You can't do that in the United States. Please continue.
Have you ever heard of Kitover?
I'm sorry. Have I heard of what?
Kitover.
Okay, I can only speak to one person at a time, and I'm speaking to Michelle. So everybody, please mute up.
Wait, but have you ever heard of COINTELPRO and the CIA?
That's what I'm asking you. I have never heard of COINTELPRO. No, I have not. What is it?
That's impossible. So
Wait a minute. Who's talking now? Someone else is talking. Comrade. Okay, I'm going to ask you one question. What is COINTELPRO? What is it?
COINTELPRO was a counterintelligence program launched by the CIA to suppress political dissidents.
What year? What year?
This happened between the early 1950s,
The 50s.
throughout the 70s, and
The 70s. Okay.
they were primarily utilized to crush black radicals who were fighting for their rights.
I'm familiar with the premise. I just didn't know it was called that. I'll get back to you. I will get back to you. I promise. Michelle, did you want to talk anymore?
Yes.
Go.
Just last point. It's been 10 years that the European Union has not been able to trust US with their data, and after what Snowden.
The European Union cannot trust the U.S. with their data. It's been 10 years, okay? All right.
Read up about Scrim's judgment, Scrim 1 and Scrim 2 judgment. They came, it was pronounced after what Snowden exposed about European data being used by the U.S. government to snoop on European people. And since then, they have not been able to trust U.S. with them, and they still don't. So America is still not on the white list of sharing data.
However, because of this, Russia doesn't step arguably 1 foot inside NATO countries, right? Because they're protected by the United States, right? But the NATO can't trust us.
It's not that simple, is it?
Well, actually, maybe it is that simple.
No, you're making it too simplistic.
All right, go ahead. Please, go ahead.
The point is, everything we know about China is through U.S. media, right? And if you listen to Chinese media...
No, that's completely untrue. Everything we know about China is not only because of the U.S. media. That is not true.
So tell me, where do you read about all these stuff?
Where do I read? What about if I know a government official? What about if I know somebody in the FBI? What about if I know somebody in the CIA?
Yeah, he's supposed to work for U.S. interests against Chinese interests, of course.
Well, you can make that argument about any topic in or outside of the United States, and everything we learn is because of the media.
I'm saying
It is our watchdog. That's why we have a free press. That's why we have an amendment.
The point is, if you listen to Chinese media, they'll tell you the exact same thing about
I
US.
don't listen to Chinese media, do you?
I would like to. Why not?
Okay, so you don't listen to Chinese media, right?
I do sometimes.
You do?
Perhaps.
Okay. All right. Well, you have more experience at it than I did.
Yeah, if you just listen to Global Times, you'll get to know about what's happening with U.S. politics. But the point
I
is,
wouldn't trust anything that the Chinese media said. I wouldn't trust a word they said. It's state controlled, right?
U.S. media is not state controlled?
No, the U.S. media is not state controlled. That's completely untrue also.
Okay.
I don't know why you're laughing. The United States media, the American media is not controlled by the government, whereas the Chinese media is.
Every media is controlled by states.
No, we have something called a free press. You are wrong. But
Free
you
press
can,
is within the limits that are set by the state. You're free within that limits.
really, and and I'll take another minute because this is fascinating. Then we'll move on to double, and if you're in the audience, come up. So, what limits do the United States have on their press? I'd love to know. Give me one. Give me a limit. Like the United States government has on its press.
Like not reporting on their state atrocities.
I'm not aware that the United States government tells the press not to report on their atrocities.
Of course they do.
And by the way, what atrocities are you referring to? Can you name one?
Oh, many, actually.
I'll take one since you can name many.
Palestine.
Name one. What?
Palestine being the latest atrocity.
I'm sorry, Palestine what?
The atrocities that the U.S. government has been committing on Palestine.
Oh, you mean that go on halfway across the world and not on United States soil? All right, fair enough. And give me one example of where the United States government or the news organization don't report on that. Give me one example.
Do you see the reportings on
Doesn't matter whether or not I saw it, just say it. Give me one example of where the United States government told a newspaper or a news organization, do not report this.
Because they're not reporting it at the
Uncle.
Do you care?
Uncle.
Do you care?
I do care greatly.
I was a little frustrated with people who I have to ask the same question 3 times and don't give me a straight answer. Other than that, I'm doing great.
I'm going to be as straight with you as I possibly can.
I love that. What's the shortest distance between 2 points?
Straight line.
Thank you.
Nice. Well, yeah, what did you guys think of what I had to say in the critical thinking?
People remember what you had to say, Double Agent?
I think that's fine. I mean,
Go ahead, Scott.
yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
think what you said is fine. I think I celebrate Trump's turnaround on this. I think it's just so hard to take him seriously when you just do such a 180. When you go from Zelensky's the aggressor, he started the war, we shouldn't give him more missiles because he's the antagonist, to he can get back all of Ukraine, he can win the war. I mean, it's just so bizarre. It's great. It's a good turn of events. Like, it just makes me wonder how to interpret the rest of the shit he said. And then, again, like Steve contextualized it. My good friend Steve said it. Steve said, the guy just has crazy shit flying around his head, and sometimes he just puts it out there. And I think we have to adjust and say, look, normally we have a certain standard of communication for the leader of the free world, and that's not what goes on here. And we just have to, like, we just have to be willing to, sift through a lot of stuff that might not make a lot of sense. And occasionally some things will be credible and serious. And so, I'm celebrating the fact that Trump seems to have come to his senses and recognized that Putin is the aggressor, which is something I guess the man who never flip-flops seems like he was a flip-flopper, but that's great. I celebrate the flip-flop. I mean, it's a great day for the country and the free world that Trump has gone back on some of the stuff he said that I thought was quite crazy. Now, if that makes me part of the target of your ire, then guilty as charged.
Oh, and by the way, really quickly, as far as the United States government telling news organizations what not to print, if news organizations or reporter is allowed to go with, say, an Army or a Marine amphibious unit during an assault or an attack, and they're in there, they certainly may say, don't report on our troop movements until after we finish the operation, and I can certainly get behind that. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't have any ire for someone like Hugh Scott, or of course never for Uncle Steve. But no, I think the point I was trying to make is people are kind of analyzing it like, oh, he said this and now he's saying that, and oh, Trump's either an idiot or he was wrong or whatever. But it's like, it's pretty clear what his goal is. His goal is to get the war to stop. He didn't start. I think he's right when he always says, "I didn't start this." You know, he at least likes to think this wouldn't happen if he had been president. I think even Putin. Well, you can't trust anything Putin says, but Putin, at least stroking Trump's ego, has said that.
I can't trust anything Trump says.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's fair. And I'm saying you shouldn't actually pay attention to the literal words coming out of Trump's mouth on that. He is trying to negotiate. What do you do if you're like, you want someone who's an alcoholic in your family to stop drinking? Is like, well, let me try this. What if I try nicely? I tell you not to do it, and then you keep doing it. Oh, how about if I try to punish you in some way or deny you something? Stop giving you support. Will that help? How about if I tell tell someone you care about that I do an intervention? It's like you keep changing what your tactics to see, can I finally accomplish my goal of getting this person to stop drinking or not? And I think that's what we're seeing. He's just changing tactics because it's clear. First, Biden,
the same scenarios where they're on the roofs, right?
Money and weapons.
And how long was it for? No, but and from the first time when it was Trump, right? This guy that Charlie was not on the same level as Trump as to like, you know what I'm saying?
Negotiation, even not so long ago, he hosted Vladimir Putin, probably against international law, hosted Vladimir Putin in Alaska and had a conference with him in person, and sent him on his merry way.
What's against the law about it? We had a
summit. We had
a summit in Alaska, I think about 50 years ago.
Right. I think what's against the law about it is, according to some international court or other, there's a warrant for Putin's arrest if he shows up on the soil of whatever countries that they're supposed to arrest him immediately.
Real fast, before we lose this thread, I just want to say, I think your analogy is you're trying to get someone to stop drinking the alcohol. And you try this guy, you try this thing. I think the analogy is there's two brothers living in the house, right? One's an alcoholic, one is not. And the alcoholic comes in and beats up the other brother all the time, steals his stuff, harasses the brother. And it would be like the older brother's the alcoholic and the younger brother's the sober one. It would be like they're saying for months that the younger brother's really the alcoholic and the older brother doesn't have the problem. And then all of a sudden you change and say, okay, yeah, the older brother does have the problem. The younger one is sober. That's the analogy. I don't think it's I think it's just very curious.
If I was going to run with your analogy, it would be like telling him, yeah, I realize your younger brother is driving you to drink and he's to blame for a lot of your problems. And so, yeah, I agree with you. Can you stop drinking? And then he doesn't stop drinking. So eventually you're like, no, you're just a dick to your younger brother. I think that would be a better way to take your analogy.
Double, why don't you take a minute and finish up? We'll move on.
Yeah, but anyway, my point is, it's not worth overanalyzing Trump's consistency or whatever. He's trying to negotiate with one person. And all this stuff of like right and wrong or whatever, he's just trying to, he's throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. And I think we should applaud him for trying different things. What else are you going to do? He only has to convince one person, and that one person is very stubborn. And you don't have that many tools to use against a person who has nuclear weapons. So it is what it is.
You're welcome. Let's say hello to Adeline. Hi, Adeline.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Lots of interesting, relevant stuff is coming up here, which is great. I just wanted to ask about. I'm an investor,
And my concern, so November 1st in my world is what I'm calling the big reveal. It's not really what I call this big reveal, not healthcare folks, the big reveal. November 1st, the ACA prices come out on healthcare.gov. And my big concern is that I know it's been in the news, not enough, but it's been out there that the subsidies are going down and the prices are going up. Who knows what insurance is pulling out or whatever, too. That's going to strain a lot of people. Some won't have health care, will go bankrupt. Prices. I'm wondering what perspective is, what the outlook is, because I don't hear people taking this. This is a big thing, and it's coming out in November. Maybe because the numbers haven't come out. I don't know, but I want to know what some thoughts are with economics, given the upcoming healthcare situation for 26.
Thank you. What I would encourage you to do is to come back on the show either Saturday or Sunday. We have Saturday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Ask Uncle Steve. We have Sunday at 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Ask the Atheist. That is clearly a healthcare issue right now. We are talking about whether or not the United States should get tough on Russia and or China and or foreign affairs. I would love to talk healthcare with you. I love it, insurance, the whole ball of wax. But I think we should shelve that one until the weekend. Would you like to contribute anything to foreign affairs, or are you good for now?
Well, all I can say there, it's more of a inside the box comment where I'm a volunteer with Ukrainian for language training, and I help teach the teachers how to do it.
That's amazing. When was the last time you were in Ukraine?
I was never in Ukraine. I would love to see Ukraine because it used to be.
When was the last time you communicated with somebody in Ukraine?
About 2 days ago.
And how are they? How are their spirits?
They're depressed. They're fighting.
I'm not surprised.
Battle with depression. There's an issue.
What do they think of the United States? Are we the good guy, the bad guy, or something in between?
I would say exasperated is the best word I could come up with for one word. The expectations are for more help. And also the kind of help they listen to what Zelensky requests, the type of missiles, and then they're not given, and then there's a really long wait.
So if I understand correctly, we're not really the good guy, we're not really the bad guy. We are just a source of money and missiles and weapons, and they want more, right?
Well, it's sort of like we're auntie, you expect more from auntie or uncle, somebody, big brother, or somebody who's capable, but they're not quite doing what you'd expect.
Enough.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, they need more than 200 billion. That's not enough. I get it.
It's also the devil's in the details. It's what they've been given, what they've not been given. They want more, so they gave them long range, but they didn't. They limited the ability to use it. When they did give them a long range, there was a rule, a restriction, and that was very frustrating. So that's an example of like they got a lot. It was expensive, but then they weren't allowed to do it only so far.
It's not enough to get a whole bunch of weapons. You got to be able to use those weapons any way you want, right?
Well, or more so.
Yeah, more so. Exactly. I agree. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, please come on the weekend. I'd be happy to talk about that or anything else you want to. But
sure. Well, without kids, I was trying to tie that into the total picture of economically.
Go for it. What would the Ukrainians say?
Give us the bomb.
Exactly. That's what I said. Give us those. We need more.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course.
They're very clear in what they say.
Yeah.
It's not hard to understand. They're really good.
I know. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's go to Anson. Hi, Anson.
Well, after the critical thinking, I made my comments. I've
some of
Yes,
you
I
already
listened.
have.
I heard every word.
Okay, good. And after that, I watched Brett Baer's interview with Zelensky. Of course, Zelensky is ecstatic because Trump has now indicated that the objective of the war should be a Russian retreat from any and all Ukrainian territory, including Crimea. We can have this argument or discussion based upon Trump and all of his Trump.
What's the argument?
Well, the argument is why doesn't Trump do something to end the war?
Such as what you said is put boots on the ground?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. I absolutely don't.
That's good, Steve. We can have that debate. But I made the assertion that this war is not going to end until it's won on the battleground.
Yeah,
It's not going to be won by just economic pressure and certainly not by diplomatic pressure. It's going to be won on the battlefield.
It's been going on about a year and a half now.
A year and a half, Steve? It's been 20 fucking years already.
War in Ukraine, how long has it been going on for?
Almost 4 years.
4 years. Okay, all right.
3 and a half years. It's got to be won now on the battlefield.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, good.
It doesn't have to be won now.
Okay, all right.
It's been going on 3.5, 4 years. It can go on another 3.5, 4 years.
Fine. If that's what you want to do.
No, I didn't say that's what I want. I said that's what could happen.
That's what could happen until, but if that's what is in the best interest of the United States.
Really? Do you think the American people want American soldiers putting boots on the ground in Ukraine? Is that what the American people want?
No, of course not. Of course not.
Well, okay. Well, there you go.
I made that point. The American people, if they are faced with what needs to be done to win the war, the American people are not, and nor the Europeans, ready to suffer the backflow, the consequences on the global economy, on oil prices, on you name it. They are not ready to suffer the consequences of winning the war. Therefore, why have a discussion about what's it going to take to win the war?
Because you want to talk about it.
No, I don't want to talk about it. I've already given you my conclusions on what it would take to win the war, and I concluded that under the current circumstances, for America to go to war or to even think about doing something to help an ally to win the war, it is going to cause blowback to the United States. The American people are incapable.
We've already been doing that to the tune of over $200 billion.
And the argument was about Trump. And then what's he going to do next? And he's still.
What have we gotten in return for our $200 billion?
A stalemate.
I would argue nothing. A stalemate, okay, nothing.
We got a stalemate. Russia has not taken over Ukraine, and we have a stalemate on our hands, and we've had it for ever since the first month of the war, when we thought it was going to be a cakewalk for the Russians. So if all you want is a stalemate, if all the American people want is a stalemate, it's the Ukrainians' problem, we'll give them some money, we'll give them some missiles, that's all we want to do. And Europe says the same thing. And if Russia makes a mistake and flies a jet into our territory, we're not going to shoot it down. Fine. That's the decline of the West. It's been going on for 25 years. We don't want to arrest that decline of the West. Then we can just continue to sink down into mediocrity with little or no influence of what's going on in the world. Just give it up. Let somebody else take charge, and we'll release oil reserves
from our strategic reserve to keep gas prices in place so that we can win the midterm or the next presidential election, which is the kind of bullshit that goes on in American politics all the time, along with all the anti-Trump rhetoric. And, you know, we just don't have the guts to do what it's going to take to win. So,
and what does that put boots on the ground? What does that put boots on the ground?
Absolutely. I said, if you want to start.
What do you mean we don't have the guts? Why should we need one?
Steve.
No, why don't you wait a minute? Why don't you wait a minute? What is in the advantage? What advantage is it of the United States to put American soldiers on the ground in Ukraine?
Yeah, I don't think there's an advantage. I think that the advantage is the proxy war, right? I mean, I think when you can take an adversary like Russia and counter its interests by supplying Ukraine, right, and supplying and endorsing Ukraine, bloodying the Russian nose, as long as they want to do that, right? I mean, no, of course, they don't want to force Ukraine to do that. There's an advantage to that.